Hey, this is Charles Aniette from IGN. I'm here with Anthony Gallegos.
Hello.
And we are playing Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. This is an updated version of BioWare's classic role-playing game, which was originally released way back in 1998 and really kind of sparked a renewed interest in PC-based RPGs. And, of course, led to the sequel, Baldur's Gate 2, which is one of my favorite games. But Baldur's Gate, I mean, did a lot of really cool things. It's a Dungeons and Dragons based role-playing game system, so that is what underlies all of the combat, and it is a pause and play style of combat system. So, I mean, as you can see, the game will progress in real time, but at any time you can hit the pause button with spacebar and then issue individual orders. Maybe you've only played like Dragon Age or something like that from BioWare. This is really where that all came from. Dragon Age was BioWare's own system, but this is all D&D.
Yeah, it says it's based on D&D 2nd edition when you start the tutorial.
And there have been some updates here as well. So if you played Baldur's Gate way back in the ancient days of 1998, you do get more kind of class, more race options here when you're actually setting out on your adventure and creating your character. You'll meet lots of different NPCs along the way, some new ones in the Enhanced Edition, so you will find some additional NPC companions who can be recruited into your party. But yeah, you'll have to manage that as you go and basically determine, what kind of party you want to roll around with, and that is important because this game is really complicated.
It is.
And is also really punishing, so if you make a wrong move, a lot of times it means you're dead. And a lot of times that means it's basically the easiest thing to do is just reload your game and do it properly and figure out how to actually go over it. Now there is a tutorial, so if you're not sure how to play,
yeah, I would say that tutorial is
mandatory.
I've never played before. Yes, you should go through it. It'll seem slow, but it is worth it unless you want to just get beat on.
Okay, and yeah, as you can see there, you have your stat menu. Every party member can be fully equipped and customized. With weapons, with armor, with items, and you also have spell menus, and this is the type of game where you need to rest to memorize your spells. Yeah, there you go. You can see on that menu, so you don't just have access to everything all the time. You need to be careful. Well, not careful. You just need to think about which spells are going to be most useful in which situations, and naturally you want to have many heals.
Yes, heals become very crucial very fast.
Lots and lots of heals.
If a character goes down in this, it's not like a simple, at least I haven't found any potions yet, or this early on, where it's like, I can just give them a potion and they're back. I have to go to town and visit a church and pay to have them revived, and so it is a bit more of a process than maybe you might be used to. You can't just rest it away. Let's see.
So a lot of the gameplay is wandering around these large outdoor maps. And Anthony, I don't know if you can just... Oh my God, we found an enemy.
A dire wolf. Yes. Okay.
So here we have the gameplay paused, and what Anthony can do is basically tell all of his party members individually. He could tell them to move to different parts. Usually it's a good idea to put your heavily armored guys up front so that, obviously they can take the damage, move back your spellcasters, and, or cast whichever defensive spells or anything like that you happen to have in your inventory.
Yep, let's do that. I haven't memorized it yet because I got into a fight before I memorized Charles.
No.
It's alright, we're going to magic missile him.
Okay. And yes, obviously cast offensive spells and things like that.
So cast a flaming
eventually, this is still close to the start of the game, so it's not like there are a huge number of combat options unlocked, but eventually you have such a massive arsenal at your disposal that combat just continuously gets better and better the further you get into the game. The enemies will be more challenging, and you really are, because of the high degree of difficulty, forced to dig into your entire skill set and figure out the best options to use to take care of foes, because otherwise, if you're not playing smart, then you're just going to get wrecked. It's going to be bad.
We got him.
Well done.
And now I will heal.
You can also rest, although you run the risk in the wilderness of being attacked while resting. So yeah, I mean there is a main story to follow in Baldur's Gate. Although story, I spent far more time just exploring kind of wilderness. Anthony, if you want to bring up the zone map for this.
Sure.
So yeah, you kind of wander around here. You uncover the fog, and then you find enemies to fight to power up, items to get, and different NPCs and things who are around who can help power up your group, or just find interesting stuff out in the wilderness.
Yeah, you'll find little points of interest. Like I found a raided caravan here, which is what this point you see marked down here, and then that's only one area of a larger world map. So you can jump from basically zone to zone.
I believe you can go further north there on that map too, but.
Yeah, I just haven't unveiled much of it yet.
So it's a very open game in that respect. It basically, just kind of whatever. Obviously, it's like if there's hugely powerful enemies, you're going to have to try and get some better stuff before you take them down. But progress is largely up to you. It gives you a lot of freedom about where to explore and what to dig into. Which is really cool. That's not something you see very often in games nowadays. It's something that... Oh god, what does this kid want?
He's scared. Relax, kid, I don't want to hurt you. I like that there are these options, too. Like, even though this game is as old as it is, this is where you do get to see that you get to kind of play your main character how you want to. Let's see. I'm going to be a jerk. See ya, kid.
Told him to get out of there?
Yeah.
All right, well, that kid's gone.
Good luck in the wilderness,
He'll
kids.
Just get horribly murdered by a dire wolf when he walks out of there. So there are some improvements to, you'll see more new kind of animated cinematics in the game.
Yeah, we can show a quick one of those if I just rest.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, obviously we're playing in HD, so that's an improvement. There's also more content in addition to the new characters you'll be able to... Oh, here we go. Oh, it's like, get out of town. You're sleeping on the streets.
He didn't like that I was being a vagrant.
But there's also new dungeon content. It's called the Black Pits. That's you can access from the main menu, and I believe that lets you create a 6-person party.
Yeah, and then customize them or get rid of the initial ones it starts you with, and then you can just basically go in and do a series of battles. They give you a lot of gold to start with, so that you can outfit them kind of in a way that you want. And I think that's kind of there, for people that want to jump straight into the fights.
Like you just want a pure combat experience. Although there's still plenty of content in the main game. It still looks, it still looks very much like a Baldur's Gate. It's on a kind of a larger screen here. I mean, this is still an old-looking game, but I would certainly recommend anyone who missed Baldur's Gate. I think it's absolutely still worth going back and playing, even though it is going to be rough and it's not the most convenient / forgiving game in the world to play. Hopefully this version isn't buggy or anything like that. I know at least we haven't played through it very much, but on the developer site they claim to have made a whole huge amount of bug fixes and everything like that. So that's really good to hear. Hopefully that's the case. We will be playing it, or we will be posting a review on IGN of the Enhanced Edition. We just obviously need to play more of it.
Yep, a lot more.
It's a huge game, and it'll also be very interesting to see how the iOS version happens to turn out whenever that's ready. Are you buying one of these things?
Yeah.
Oh my god, a +1, the greatest plus.
It's all too expensive.
But yeah, look for a review of Baldur's Gate, the Enhanced Edition, soon on IGN.